Hey there, if you're anything like me, it is tough to ignore all of the buzz that surrounds AI, but what is actually useful and what is more hype? You may not know this, but Airtable has actually released a brand new set of features that allow you to harness AI directly in your Airtable. Without ever having to leave your Airtable, you can now have the power of AI. My name is Andrew Dodds. I am a co-founder here at Simple Stack, and today I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know about the use of AI in Airtable. Let's go. Hey, so before we jump into it, there are 5 primary ways that you can use AI in Airtable. You can use it to generate text, which is great for summaries and categorizations. You can have it suggest linked records. You can have it create formulas for you. You can use it in an automation action, and you can use it to summarize comments on a record. Now, we're going to take a look at an example of each of these, starting with generating text in a long text field. So for our example, we are going to be using this product catalog. This product catalog has a bunch of different items that we want to sell online in our store, and we want to use information from these items, these furniture and rugs and all of that kind of stuff. We want to use the information such as the size and the colors that it comes in and the materials to write a persuasive bit of copy to put on the website. Now, you can imagine how much time this would save when you're doing it across hundreds of products. And so that's our use case for today. Now, for setting up your field, when you go to create a new field, you're going to want to select the AI option and generate text. You'll see that you could start from a template, and there's a lot of really great uses here where you can translate text or create a PRD or categorize feedback or create a marketing brief. There's a lot of really good starting points here where they've already created the prompt for you and you can tweak it from there. We're going to start from scratch, and additionally you can click on this gear icon in order to configure further the way the AI is going to work. So you could increase or decrease the randomness, for instance. We're going to keep that at 0 for now, and you can also choose the model that you're looking to use, whether that's OpenAI or the Amazon Bedrock. Okay. Now, I've gone through and created a prompt already, and I want to show you how it is designed, and then we'll see how it does in creating that summary so that we can sell our item. So let's check it out. So my field is here. I'll go ahead and edit this field. And I've told the AI that it's a copywriter creating a summary for different furniture products that are available for sale. In 50 words or less, please create a compelling description based on the following fields. Now, you can, when you are in this text area generating a prompt, if you throw in one of those brackets, just like that, it'll pull up all of the fields that you could dynamically pass into the prompt from the Airtable base. So if I wanted to pass in details about the notes for it to reference, I could select that, and that's now something that it has available in the prompt. What I've done this for is for 5 fields: for the vendor, for the type, for the color, for the name, and for the size. And I've basically then defined what each of those are so that there's no confusion. Okay. Now at this point you could generate a preview, but I'm just going to go ahead and click save on this. That will save our configuration. Now, the way we have it set up is not to generate automatically, and that's the default setting. So what you get is a button in the field where you can generate it. So let's try it for this zigzag rug. We're going to go ahead and generate it. Now remember, it's going to look across those 5 different fields to generate a summary for us to put on the site. Let's see what it came up with. Elevate your space with Dime Designs zigzag rug, available in striking black or white. Choose from 8x10 or 10x12 dimensions to perfectly fit your room. Modern design meets timeless elegance for a stunning addition to any decor. So you'll see that it uses language that is sort of consistent with the type So like a rug, it's talking about elevating the room versus you can see one that I generated for lighting up here. Here's one for the lighting. You'll see illuminate your space. Available in elegant gold or sleek black. By the way, those adjectives do not exist in the field that it's referencing, which is the gold and black for color. So it's taking some persuasive language and putting it in there for us. So this is a great example on how you can generate text with the AI field. Okay, next we are going to take a look at the linked record field. What this is going to do when it comes to AI is suggest to us the most relevant records when we go to link records between tables, and it does that by looking at fields that you've specified on each table. Okay. Now for our example, we are going to be using a support ticketing template here. It's very, very simple. We have a table that would be receiving support requests. These requests will have details, and internally we'll need to assign them to the best individual. We need to route it to who would usually handle that request. We determine that routing by the type and priority combination. So we have a type of feature request, troubleshoot, or training, and priority of high, medium, low. So based on the details that are on this request, we want to reference the person that would be best for that request. Now, there may not always be a direct match. We've got a few different combinations in here. And what Airtable AI is going to do is going to tell us which one it thinks we should link to based on the request information. So let's take a look at how to set this up. So on your linked record, you would go into the configuration. So you're going to click on Edit Field, and you'll see that there is this toggle here that says Use AI to show top matches when selecting a record. Now, the final thing that you have to do in order to set this up is to tell it which fields you're going to look at. So we're going to say, hey, look at type and priority on this request table, and also look at type and priority on the people table. Okay, and that's how it's going to suggest who we would route to. Now, we're going to confirm this configuration, and we're ready to go. So as support requests come into the system, I'm ready to look at, say, as the team manager, I'm going to say, okay, now I'm going to assign this out. When I go to click on the assignee field here, which is a link to that people table, you'll see that the first match that shows up is Andrew, because he handles feature requests that are high. Okay. Now, if we had one come in where it was feature requests that are medium, when I go to assign, you will see that Brett is the top one here. Take a look at some different ones here. So if we had something come in for troubleshooting medium, you'll see that when we click on this, we've got Bruce Wayne. That is the suggested record. We'll go ahead and select that. So this can be a good way to have it suggest who you should link to based on some details that the records have in common. Next up, we're going to look at summarizing comments on records. We're still here in the support ticketing base, and we're going to go ahead and jump into a record that has some comments. You'll see the comments are here on the sidebar, and this is simulating a team sort of going back and forth about this ticket. Is at the top right, you can summarize everything that's gone on here. So you can imagine for really long threads, this is going to be a super helpful feature. If you click on summarize, you'll see that it'll start to run, and it's going to give us a summary here at the top that says Andrew is investigating the last login date, which was June 5th. There's an existing issue on the roadmap, and the customer needs to be notified of the estimated fix time. So it's super easy to generate these summaries, and something that you definitely can get some value from. You can also delete this summary once you have created it. And so that is how to summarize comments on a record. Okay, so next up is within the automation action. So we can use AI in our automations to generate text and do categorization. We're going to use the example of collecting lead information into our CRM. So we've got our CRM here that houses opportunities and our accounts and the interactions and all of that. We also have a really simple table here that a company can fill out to say that they're interested in talking to sales. Obviously, we'd have a lot more fields than this, but one of the fields that they will supply when they fill this form out is their URL of their company, okay? Now what we're going to do is we are going to use that URL to tell the AI to go out, look at the website, and generate a summary of what it is that they do and what they care about, okay? Now I've set that up. I'm going to show it to you working, and then I'm going to show you how it's done. So let's do this. I'm going to do Andrew, and let's say that I work at Adobe. Okay, we're going to submit that into the system, and we are going to write that company summary with AI right here. So you'll see here's what it came back with. It says that Adobe provides creative marketing and document management solutions, empowering individuals and businesses to design, deliver, and optimize digital experiences. So that's a pretty good description. Now let's take a look at how you put this together. Over here in the automations section, here we are. We've got our AI automation that I've created. Now this is triggering when a form is submitted. Automations always have trigger and then resulting actions. We then take two actions. Now setting up this trigger, you're basically going to just point to the table, which is our lead form table, and you're going to grab the form that you want it to watch. That's pretty simple. We have an example here, and we can use that for our testing data. Step 2 is to set up the generate with AI step, where you will create a prompt. Here's what I did for a prompt. Feel free to read through that. You can also bring in dynamic data for your prompt similar to the long text field, but what you're going to do to access that is click on the blue plus, and this will give you access to the records. You can see the records fields for that specific submission. I also bring that in and sort of define what it is that is being brought in, assuming that it doesn't know exactly what it is, even if the title of the field says what it is. At this point, you could choose the model provider and sort of look at the different options that you get when it creates the summary and choose the randomness. So that's pretty much that. Now you can test this. What we do in our third step is to update the record. And so this is really simple. It's on the lead form table, of course. We are using the record ID of the response that was submitted. And for fields, we want to write the AI response into the company summary. And so when you click on that blue plus, you can choose the generative AI step and select response. And that's really all that you have to do. Now don't forget to toggle it to on before you jump over to give it a test. That is AI in automations. In our final example of AI in Airtable, we're going to be taking a look at how you can generate formulas with AI. So let's go ahead and create a quick formula field here. I'm going to insert one to the right, and we're going to call this days. I'm going to use a formula to calculate the difference in days between the proposal deadline and the expected close date that we have here. So we've got two date fields. Okay. And if I wanted to do this and I didn't know how to do this, I could click on generate formula here, Okay. And then what you can do is you can just tell it what you're looking to accomplish. Okay, so number of days between proposal deadline and expected close date. I'm going to go ahead and click on generate. And it's thinking. Now that's pretty cool. It's pulled the right the right formula here using date time difference. It's got the expected close date and the proposal deadline in days. So if we went ahead and one thing before I save this field, you can also describe additional changes if you wish. Create field. We now have a formula that is giving us the number of days between the proposal deadline and the expected close date. We also wanted to cover pricing here for you, as this is a question we've gotten a lot. Right now, Airtable is making it available for free for 500 monthly credits per Airtable seat. It also sounds like you can pay monthly at $6 per seat for an increased amount of credits. So that may be the way to go as well if you're going to be a heavy user of the AI feature. They've also got questions and answers specific to AI, so definitely check this page out. This is airtable.com/pricing/AI. Hey, Will, thanks for joining me today. And as you can see, AI in Airtable unlocks a ton of capabilities for your workflows. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, feel free to give a like or a subscribe, and I'll see you around.